What would you guys play here in this position? Attack is very important in chess, but we have to be precise when we attack. We have to do it in a specific and accurate move order. And here, white is completely winning, but we have to find the right moves, or else you're going to go astray and possibly lose the game. Anyway, we'll circle back to this position, but I'm going to start from the top just to give you guys a full context of the game, as usual. We have the French defense here, and my opponent's playing pretty well. I actually made a mistake here. I should have played bishop e3, but because it was a blitz game, I played this move first, which is actually inaccurate because now I dropped the pawn. My opponent probably thought I had a trap here, but I didn't. I just dropped the pawn. So he doesn't see it, and or he sees it, but probably suspects that I have a trap. But no, I just missed it. Now he's going to, threatening to take the pawn again. He has 2 knights on the pawn. So what do I do here? I throw in an in-between move. I take away one of the knights that was attacking my pawn. I'm also getting rid of that and attacking his queen, so he has to take back. And now I just drop my bishop back and protect the pawn. He attacks this pawn, but what do? I defend with tempo. So now I have tempo on the bishop, and he comes back, hits the pawn once again. No problem. I just defend. Chess is pretty simple, right? Okay, so he takes over the diagonal that I just opened by playing f4. So my opponent's a good player. I come back here to h1, and now he brings his knight down to h4, which is an excellent move. I'm sorry, a4. No, h4. I was right. Which is an excellent move. Now, why is it such an excellent move? Well, the knight's on the side of the board. It doesn't really have many places to go to. So if it's an excellent move, there's only 3 options of why it's an excellent move. It can go here, here, or here. Now, if it goes to g2, it's kind of ridiculous. This is even more ridiculous. But knight f5 here is the move because it blocks in the bishop. That's not even there yet. So we have to notice that this diagonal is open, that this diagonal is a problem for black potentially, especially when their bishop is behind the pawn chain. So here I played bishop d3. I improved my bishop, aimed it at the king side, and started looking for threats. Now, chess at the higher levels, advanced levels, is very precise, and what happens is every move could, not every move, but a simple move could be filled with a lot of venom. If my opponent plays the wrong move here, it could be the end of the game for my opponent, and that's exactly what happened here. My opponent should play knight a5, f5 right away. And knight f5, the whole point is it blocks the diagonal to the king, and black is totally fine here. White has a slight edge, but it's anyone's game. But my opponent played a5 here, and my opponent's a strong player. A 2100 blitz rating is no joke. So my opponent plays a5 here, and this is too little too late. It looks harmless, but white is completely winning. Now, pause your videos, and what would you play here for white, and try to calculate as far as you can. Okay, some of you, right, we're seeing that we have an open diagonal, so some of you might be seeing the move queen h5. Now, queen h5 doesn't work at all because after queen h5, our opponent could just play knight f5, and that seals the deal, and there's nothing to do. If you trade, that does absolutely nothing. You can't even win a pawn because of the bishop, and no matter what you do, your opponent's just going to solidify and just get a better, a decent position. So we can't do that. You might see that the bishop's hitting the knight, though, and when the queen came to h5, the queen was also hitting the knight. So sometimes in chess, we have to just reverse the move order, and a lot of times a combination will work that didn't work previously if we simply just look at moves in reverse order. And that's the case in this case. So bishop h7 check. If my opponent just ignores it, I still play queen h5, attacking the knight, but setting up discovered checkmate. In other words, it becomes here. I would just go check, and then we would have checkmate. So my opponent rightfully takes the bishop. I throw in a check here on h5. My opponent moves back. And now here's the second phase of the attack, another crucial part of the position, because there's only one good move here. Now, do we either take the knight with the queen, or do we take the knight with the bishop? And hopefully you saw we have to take the knight because we just gave away our bishop. So if we take with the queen, we totally kill our attack. And in general, you don't want to trade queens when you're attacking, I mean, sometimes people will say don't trade pieces. That's not really true. You can trade pieces if it helps your attack, but you definitely really don't want to trade queens unless you have a specific brilliant mating net. But this kills your attack. And now we went from an attacking position to a nothing position. And not only that, but this looks like a scary position because now I have to play this, and after a series of moves, black cannot take actually right here because of this move. But black has, according to the computer, triple zeros equal position, but it's not easy to play for white. And why would you want to give yourself this position when you have such a strong attack? So because of that, we're going to take with the bishop here. And the point of that is it, like I said, it preserves the queens, so we still are attacking. And even arguably just as important, we are getting a tempo on the queen. Now, my opponent played queen e8 here, which is the losing move, although he was already in a lost position. Now it's mate in 5. And before that, though, what should he have played? I mean, f6 if he wants to hang in the game as long as possible, but that still is not going to do anything. I actually could play bishop takes f6 here, and if he took like this, we have queen g6, and then rook f3, threatening checkmate, and there's really not a whole lot he can do about that because there's nothing he can do about that. So my opponent here played, because of that, played queen d8, and my opponent said, okay, I'm thinking I'm in a good position here. He didn't play f6 because, even though that's the best move, he didn't play f6 because he's a good player, because he saw probably that tactic, and he probably saw that everything's okay here. If I play rook f3, which he was expecting, he could play f5 and start shutting things down. If I come up here, well, obviously he plays queen h5 there. I just can't do that. But after this, he's threatening the queen trade, and it is a threat, the queen trade. I have to play this to avoid it, and now he can go on with his plan. And the game is okay. It's like he can even play bishop d8 here and start, getting rid of, trading pieces. And white's just slightly better in this position. However, I did not play rook f3. And this is the third part of the attack that you had to see, from the beginning of this tactic. And if you didn't see it from the beginning, that's okay. But try to see if you could see the winning move here from this position. Think of the most forcing or threatening moves, and always look at the weaknesses in black's position, in your opponent's position, I should say, and try to take advantage. So here I played the move bishop f6, which is the best move, and the computer says is a brilliant move, so I'll give myself a little pat in the back there. But really, the point is, if he plays something like this, he gets mated on the spot, and even if he didn't, I would have this, which he can't stop mate anyway. So you might be wondering, well, what's the problem with just taking? Well, taking leads to just I take back, and now there's no way to stop checkmate on the king. There's no way to stop it. If he comes here to try to get rid of this pawn, it's way too slow. He gets checkmated. So there you have it, folks. Always look for threats, forcing moves, and always try to calculate as deep as possible and look for the precise move order. But before any of that, always make sure your pieces are active on open diagonals, files, etc. Anyway, if you liked that video, go check out this one. I'll catch you guys next time. Go play some chess.